everybody's cheering, so they must have announced it. Yeah, I think it's a win for Flagler County.
Flagler County Commissioner Greg Hansen celebrating his victory in yesterday's primary election. He was one of 4 local incumbents on the ballot and the only one to win. Without a Democrat or independent to face in November, Hansen retains his District 2 seat. He tells WNZF what's next for the Flagler County Commission.
Get the beach fixed, get the flooding in West County under control, get the right transportation set up, buses if we need them. We have so many challenges coming, and I'm so excited that I get to participate for the next 4 years.
Things didn't go as well for Hansen's fellow Flagler County Commissioner Joe Mullins. He was defeated convincingly by Leanne Pennington, who won 69% of the vote. Pennington moves on to face Jane Gentile Yude in November in a race for the District 4 Commission seat. In Flagler County School Board races, incumbent Jill Woolbright lost her District 1 seat to challenger Sally Hunt, and longtime board member Trevor Tucker lost his District 4 seat to Christy Chong. In the School Board District 2 race, Courtney Vandabunty came in first place, Will Furry in second. They'll advance to a runoff election in November. Meanwhile, it was a 4-way race for the Palm Coast City Council District 2 seat. Teresa Pontieri came in first, and Alan Lowe came in second. They'll face each other in a runoff election in November. Pontieri is looking forward to the opportunity.
Well, this is the first time I've run, so the whole experience has been a roller coaster. I have to say, though, the amount of support that I've had from family and friends and just so many mentors it's just an outpour, and I'm so grateful for it. So just to be in a runoff and see this thing through to November, I'm looking forward to it and ready to work hard.
Speaking during live election returns on WNZF last night, Pontieri says she hopes to inspire unity in Palm Coast.
Ensuring a positive and sustainable future for the citizens of Palm Coast. Positivity, also, our country has been really divisive. I think a lot of people have been living on a lot of bookends for a long time. And, I have such a diverse background that I think that I can represent a wide breadth of people very well and represent a lot of different perspectives and views in a positive way.
According to the Flagler Supervisor of Elections Office, Flagler County had its highest primary election turnout since 2004 at around 30%. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
Here's a reality. If we cannot be competitive because you won't fund it, you're de facto defunding the sheriff's office.
Flagler County Commissioners will be considering Sheriff Rick Staley's request to hike starting salaries for deputies at a final budget workshop today. Starting pay now stands at just over $39,000 a year. Staley wants to see it rise to $46,000 a year to remain competitive with surrounding agencies. And he's willing to put off hiring new deputies to get there, but if he doesn't get his way, he threatened.
This is in fact reducing public safety and will force me to appeal the budget to the governor and cabinet.
County Administrator Heidi Petito says the sheriff's office has received a steady increase in funding over the years.
That's an 11% population increase that we have seen in our community. If you look at the budget numbers, there's an increase of funding between those years of $15.6 million in funding. So that's a 56% funding increase.
Petito added the county is also spending millions on a new sheriff's office operations center after the sheriff had to vacate its previous building over mold concerns. Still, she didn't rule out funding the pay hike.
The budget's still a moving target. We do have one more workshop coming up where we can iron out these details. I'd like to thank the sheriff for his presentation. This is the first time that I have actually seen their proposed methods to help close the gap. That information had not been shared with me. This gives us something to work with.
Commissioners who've all expressed support for public safety will also discuss whether they're able to lower the millage rate from the maximum rate they set at nearly $8.45 per $1,000 of taxable value. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
A sexual assault suspect wanted in Palm Coast is arrested in West Virginia.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says that the crimes happened in Palm Coast over a 1-year period.
Our major case unit detectives arrested an individual with the assistance of the Huntington, West Virginia Police Department for committing sex acts involving 2 children that are young enough to be in elementary school.
Staley says the suspect is being held pending extradition to Flagler County.
We pray that these victims receive the help and assistance that they need, and this pervert goes to prison for a very long time.
The investigation is continuing and more charges may be filed. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Flagler County's attorney recently spoke about short-term vacation rentals at a statewide conference.
Flagler County Attorney Al Hadid just made a presentation about the proposed state preemption for advertising platforms for short-term rentals as part of the education forum for the Florida Tax Collectors Association.
So my discussion was to let them know about the legislature's likely attempts to regulate the platforms, the Airbnbs, and the platforms that arrange for short-term rentals, and to talk about those legislative options so that they're prepared as we're going into next year's legislative session.
Hadid, who has served in his role as county attorney for more than 20 years, is well versed on vacation rentals. Along with county commissioners, he presented Flagler County's case to the Florida legislature to restore home rule authority over short-term vacation rentals. The legislation, successfully enacted in 2014, reinstated local government regulatory authority. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
How did a high school dropout get a GED at 16 years old?
Allie said on a recent episode of Flagler Health Matters that she graduated from the Flagler Road to Success program, but she's still doing internships because she wants more.
I want to go to culinary school, so I'm thinking about working in a restaurant, so the food handlers would for sure help me.
Allie said she has good reason to want to continue her food-focused education.
I've been cooking since I was 8, so I've kind of always been in the kitchen. So I just really like being in the kitchen. I can be in there all day.
Allie said she cooks anything. Flagler Health Matters airs on WNZF 11:30 Saturday mornings and on the Flagler radio app anytime. Tomorrow we talk with Grant. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.